he like ahead of where you thought he'd be, like this soon coming back, or is this kind of what you
I
expected?
didn't really know what to expect, to be honest. I never tried to get ahead of it. I just kind of live in the moment, see where he's at. But he's been impressive. I mean, just physically impressive to go do this. The fact that he's out there doing this, Tatum, doing his thing, it's impressive what these young men have done, the dedication they both have put in. But I've seen it up close with DeJounte, and he was ahead of schedule early on, but it was his will, his fight, his team. He was not going to be denied this season, and he came back with great urgency. And I'm just proud of him that he's taking every rep seriously. And it's amazing when the game's taken away from you, he's come back with this fresh perspective on life, on basketball, his love for this team, his love for this organization, a reset for him. And I couldn't be more proud of him.
You guys start with a small group, and then you go double big. What can you say about this team's ability to sort of shape shift over the course of the game? You're switching everything, and then you're playing drop. Just what kind of advantages does that offer, just being able to play two very distinct styles?
Yeah. No, it's a great point. Look, we have a versatility to this roster. I'm trying to figure it out as we go. It's got depth. It's got versatility. We got a number of lineups we can play now. Multiple playmakers, handlers, scorers out there. So we're just trying to find the right mix every single night. But it's a luxury to have a roster like this where we can play multiple lineups and be so versatile. And I think in general it's going to be tough for our opponents really to figure out what we're doing. To find a rhythm with this group. We're more switchable. We're smaller. We're faster with one group. We come out. We're a little bit bigger, more size. We got to continue to defend better, though. It's one area we're leaning into. And as we all know, it's the board. The rebounding is massive for us. So the smaller groups got to continue to rebound. I like that jumbo lineup as well. It gives us a couple different looks. And then it's my job within the game to figure out what's working and, sort of ride that lineup as long as I can, and then potentially close with a different lineup. We've closed with a smaller lineup in general, but I'm not afraid to go with a bigger lineup as well.
When Sadiq is just punishing mismatches the way he was tonight, how tempting is it for you to just
Do it every time?
Yeah, do it.
Well, we did it in Phoenix for a while. I mean, we started the third quarter, and we went to him multiple times, got us back in the game. And when he's in rhythm like that, and I think most post guys would say that, when they have that rhythm down there, you just got to keep milking it, until they make an adjustment. But in general, we have found good stuff, whether he finds it or he kicks it out or there's some type of rotation on the backside. It's a great settler for us. So the players are telling me more than I'm telling them to go back to it. They want to. They're gonna ride Sadiq as long as they can. There was a moment there for Queen as well. Went to Queen in the post as well. But our guys are recognizing these moments more. They're figuring out how to play with each other. Because if Murph has it going, there's an awareness to go to him. If Sadiq's got it going or Zion had it going for a stretch there, they knew that we were gonna go back to it. So they deserve a credit on that. Hopefully, I try to help them a little bit. Not lose sight of that.
Just want to follow up on that real quick. Sometimes teams have a very clear hierarchy or pecking order in terms of who's going to get the touches, who's going to get the shots. What's your approach to that? Because right now you're talking about how the team is sort of self-aware of who's got it going in the moment, and they're trying to lean on that. It seems more egalitarian. Just, I guess, what's your overall philosophy on that?
Look, I think the best teams in the league, the teams that are chasing titles or winning titles or advancing the playoffs, they have a clear pecking order in general. The teams that I've been a part of, it was clearly Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker. And that order could have varied at some point, throughout a season or a different game, different seasons or different playoff series, or it could vary there. Our group, we're not quite there yet. We're trying to figure this out. I think right now the luxury is we don't really know, and our opponents don't know. We're going to find the right matchup, and it's my job to help them find that advantage. But the guys are recognizing it and they're trusting it. It may not be my time. Let's play through Sadiq here. Let's play through Murph here. Let's play through Zion here. Because I think the great players, when they find rhythm, they want to stay in that rhythm. And same thing as a team. When you find some rhythm, you want to stay in that rhythm. So I think we'll get there at some point. I think the luxury is right now we can play through a number of guys.
Quinn and Fears kind of had like opposite rookie years of normal. They played a lot out of the gates, and now we're starting to see a little bit more inconsistent minutes as the team gets healthier, veterans return. They both played well tonight. How have you seen their response to, maybe seeing the court a little bit less often?
Sure. Yeah, I think they have a great base for, they both started, played high minutes. They have a base for what this league feels like. And now, we've had some different lineup changes. And I think Fears has been fantastic. Really, since we made the move, his uptick has been significant. I think his awareness of who he is, what we need, his role, decision-making, understanding defensively for him and for us to be successful, he has to be an anchor for us defensively, to be into the ball, to be a pest, to be a hound out there. And he's taking that challenge on. Queens has been a little bit more recent, and he's trying to find his way through that. And we have a number of bigs now. We have a number of guys we can play through. And Queen is one of those guys that we can play through as well. He's another fifth or sixth guy that we can play through, whether it's at the top of the key, in the post. And so he's working through that transition, but he's handled it, professionally, maturely. His response has been there, especially on the defensive end. That's where we're really leaning into. And he's learning. He's asking questions. I think DeAndre just being that veteran presence for him, if he can lean into that, which he is doing, he's gonna take a massive step between now and next year. And so he's really proud of both guys. They've done a really good job of embracing it.
I know Trey came back out after going to the locker room, but just any concern with him tonight?
No, I think it was just a stinger, but I'll go back and make sure everything was okay. I didn't have anything of concern as of yet, but we'll get some more details. But I think it was just a stinger. So.
Coach, regarding DeJounte, does it feel like to you we're seeing actually the best of him? Because last year, we all know his story. He had a lot of things going on off the court. Does it feel like to you, like from your perspective, that honestly this is the best we've seen DeJounte just on the court because he's playing so freely out there?
He's playing freely. DeJounte's been an all-star. I mean, he's had significant years, but what I could say is to me, it's more the mindset where he's at, a mindset of gratitude. Like, it was taken away from me, and here I am. The gratitude to be back on the floor, to play the game that he loves. I think, there was so much even outside basketball that was going on last year. For him just to settle his feet now, be with his teammates, be in the city, embrace the city, and to be back on the floor doing what he loves, I think, I'm not going to speak for him, but mentally it's the best I've ever seen him. When I was around him early, he was a rookie, and there was a lot going on, and, I was pop on his tail every single day with Tony Parker, and, when I was around him early in his career, he was a much younger player. He's matured, obviously, over the years, and he's a wonderful human being, and, a lot of things happened last year, but he looks to me like he's free. There's that resiliency, but a spirit of gratitude that I get to do this, and there's nothing like that when we embrace our jobs that way, and I'm just really happy for him. Good. Thanks, everybody.